Good morning, and welcome to the virtual Greater Boston Church of Spiritualism on this first Sunday service in the new year. So happy New Year, everyone. And today we open our service by remembering our pets and also with an opening prayer. So please join me. Infinite Spirit, beloved God, we open our hearts and minds to your presence, to your light, and to your love. We ask your blessing upon us all as we enter a new year. Help us to let go of the past and open to the new beginnings that lie before us. Remind us that we are a part of you, that we are your light on this earth, and help us to love one another, to walk in peace, kindness, and understanding with all our brothers and sisters. We ask also that you bring to us our pets and our loved ones from the highest side of life, so that we may truly know that their love and their life continues. Help us to realize who we are as eternal beings, and for your presence within us and around us, we truly give thanks. Amen. And so as we dedicate this service to our pets, we remember that those wonderful pets that we've had in our lives have really been present to teach us how to love unconditionally. They teach us how to live, and they bring us so many lessons. So we begin our service remembering our pets who have moved on to the world of spirit, and we will light a candle as I read the Rainbow Bridge. So as I'm reading it, just take a breath and think about your wonderful pets who have brought you so much in your lives. Just this side of heaven is a place called Rainbow Bridge. When an animal dies that has been especially close to someone here, that pet goes to the Rainbow Bridge. There are meadows and hills for all of our special friends so they can run and play together. There is plenty of food, water, and sunshine, and our friends are warm and comfortable. All the animals who had been ill and old are restored to health and vigor. Those who were hurt or maimed are made whole and strong once again, just as we remember them in our dreams of days and times gone by. The animals are happy and content, except for one small thing. They each miss someone very special to them, who had to be left behind. They all run and play together, but the day comes when one suddenly stops and looks into the distance. His bright eyes are intent, his eager body quivers, and suddenly he begins to run from the group, flying over the green grass, his legs carrying him faster and faster. You have been spotted, and when you and your special friend finally meet, you cling together in joyous reunion, never to be parted again. The happy kisses rain upon your face. Your hands again caress the beloved head, and you look once more into the trusting eyes of your pet, so long gone from your life, but never absent from your heart. And then you cross the Rainbow Bridge together. And just take a nice deep breath, remembering those wonderful pets who have been in your life. And allow the light and the love of God that is all around you to flow in with your breath, relaxing you completely so that you may be present in those memories and in the love that they shared. Just breathe and feel that light moving through your physical body, calming and relaxing and soothing. And allow your body to be at ease as that divine light that is always around you flows through you to restore you and renew you. Feel that divine healing light moving through your mind, clearing away the busyness, helping that mind to quiet so that you may focus on the love that is here for you and the love that is all around you. You can begin to feel the pet's love that still surrounds you and is never apart from you, as you allow that divine love and peace to flow in through every part of you. Feel your mind expanding and opening, not only to the memories and the love, but the ideas of life to come. And allow your mind to continue to expand and open to the inspiration, to the wisdom and the love that is here for you. Breathe deeply as you take in this light and feel that pure, unconditional love that flows from the divine source, flowing over your emotional body, healing and clearing away all that no longer serves you. Feel yourself releasing the pain and the hurts of yesterday, and just allow yourself to be bathed in that unconditional love. And know that that divine love is the same love that the pets have given to you and that you have given to your pets and your loved ones on the highest side of life. Allow yourself to love unconditionally. And as you do, you can feel your heart opening and expanding in pure love, pure light. And imagine yourself as that being of light that you truly are. Feel that divine light and that pure love flowing through every aspect of your being until you become aware of yourself as that spirit being, made of unconditional love, ready to move into a land of light and beauty and peace, where you can understand that life and love continues. Imagine yourself now being lifted high above the physical plane. Imagine yourself being carried on the wings of angels into a land of pure beauty and light. And imagine yourself now standing on that rainbow bridge, feeling the colors flowing into you as the energy of pure love. Feel all the colors radiating through you as you can feel them. And you know that they go wherever it is you need. Just breathe and stand on this rainbow bridge, taking in the light, taking in the love that is there, and notice all of your pets standing on the other side of that bridge, watching you closely, wagging their tails, sending their joy and their pure love right across that bridge into your heart. Just be with them, those precious beings that have taught you so well. And you can see just beyond your pets, all of your loved ones gathering there as well, letting you know that they are with your pets, taking good care of them. Or it may be the other way around. But know that the love that they share together is flowing across that bridge to you. As you take it in, you can feel the rays of God's divine light flowing into you, flowing through you, flowing all around you, and radiating down upon the earth, sending new life, new love into the world below. And as we look down and see our world, we see and feel the radiant light of God helping each and every being to live from a place of love and peace and harmony. It fills every heart. It flows to every mind, to every soul. And as we stand on this rainbow bridge, taking in that light of God, we can feel all the colors of the rainbow flowing out from our hearts, joining that divine love and flowing into our world, connecting us fully in unity and in harmony with all. As we stand here, we can feel the peace of God, the peace of our pets and our loved ones flowing out through us as well, down upon the earth. And one can see the angels all around, carrying to every being what they need to be at peace, so that we may live together in harmony, in unity, and in peace with one another, creating a new and beautiful world together as one. Let us hold that vision of our world at peace. Let us hold that feeling of harmony, peace, balance, and unity within us, and know that we carry those things into our world as we live with kindness, with understanding, with patience and compassion, just as our pets have treated us. So let us today, as we begin a new year, let us begin loving unconditionally each other, letting go of judgment, releasing our angers, and standing strong in the pure, unconditional love of God, so that we may love as God loves. Take a nice deep breath and feel yourself being loved by your pets, by the divine creator, by your loved ones. Know they are all there to help you know that you are loved completely in every moment and that you never walk alone. Feel yourself gently being carried back to the room now, ready to share the light and the love that you have found deep within you, and to celebrate the memories that you have been reminded of by those wonderful pets who wait for you on that rainbow bridge. And now gently allow yourself to come back to the room, and with another nice deep breath, smile and bring all that light and all that love back with you, so that you may truly make a difference to all you touch. And if we're all back, let us together say our prayer for spiritual healing as we hold that image of our world healed. Remember, we are the creators of this peaceful new world. So let us bring this healing light into the world and into ourselves. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstruction from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help, and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and the power of God. And let us all do our part in creating a beautiful world in harmony in this new year. And now it is a pleasure to introduce to you our speaker today is our own president, Peggy Vadenais. She's also our pet medium, and I know that she has wonderful words to share with you. So open your heart to those wonderful words of Peggy, and she will be followed by a very special song sung by Damien, LaCount.
Hi, everyone. I am so used to saying good morning, I had to think about hello whenever you're watching this. I have written several talks for our Honoring Our Pets in Spirit service over the past years. When I was thinking about what to talk about today, I remembered that I had written a talk a few years ago about things we can learn from our dogs. Now, as this pandemic we are living through approaches its 1-year anniversary, I think it's even more important that we focus on ways that we can be more at peace with things as they are for now. By all accounts, it's going to be another 6 months or so before we can go back to normal, go back to church, go out to lunch, go to a concert, and most importantly, hug our friends and family. We need to find ways to be the best we can be during this difficult time. That brought me back to things we can learn from dogs. I've read that pet adoptions have skyrocketed since the pandemic began. That is such great news for the animal shelters and the homeless pets that have been waiting for a forever home. And I think it's also great news for us. More opportunities to learn and to love. So, things we can learn from a dog. Be mindful. For the past few years, mindfulness seems to be in the forefront of self-care books and talks. But I doubt there's a better example of mindfulness than a dog. Mindfulness is basically living in the current moment. Rocky, the fifth in my family of dogs, is an excellent example. Rocky truly lives in the moment, whether he's going for a walk, eating his dinner, playing with my husband, chasing rabbits, or napping. Rocky is totally present for the current activity. Other than when he's getting a bath, he hates baths. Rocky isn't thinking that he'd rather be doing something else. Dogs don't live in the past, or fret about the future, or stress about the what ifs. Dogs fully engage in what is going on right now. When we held our church service in Watertown, Rocky used to come to church with me. As soon as we walked in the door, Rocky would wander around greeting his friends. He'd stop for pats, so happy to see and sniff everyone. Then when service started, Rocky was thrilled to simply lie down and listen and meditate along with everyone else. He loved the meditation and the music, and he could totally relax in the healing energy of the service. After service was over, he would patiently wait while we cleaned up and put away the chairs. And then social hour, more time with friends, and sometimes some snacks and lots of pats. Rocky was present and happy to be a part of every activity at church. We can learn from this. How often, when we are doing one thing, are we thinking about something else? How often do we let memories of the past or worries about the future intrude on the present? How often do we let our anxieties keep us from falling asleep or enjoying our current activity? Let's try to be more like dogs. Be mindful. Live in the current moment. Focus on the positive and express gratitude. They say that humans are programmed to take the good for granted and brood over the bad. I think that's basically true of many people, especially now with all the challenges we are facing with the pandemic. We are scared that we or someone we love may get sick or possibly die of COVID. Simply going to the grocery store can feel threatening. We are getting very tired of the restrictions on our lives. No travel, no restaurants, no face-to-face time with friends, being at least 6 feet apart, wearing a mask, all of it. And we know that while there is light at the end of the tunnel, we're not done yet. I think that dogs are great examples of focusing on the positive and being grateful. All of my dogs have been grateful and uncritical. Every walk is exciting, even if it's the same walk they've taken 100 times before. Every dinner is excellent, even if it's the same food they've eaten every night for years. And the joy they express when you get home, even if you've only been gone for 5 minutes. They are just so grateful that you've come home. They don't brood about the fact that you left. It's all joy that you've returned. And they don't criticize. My dogs have never complained about my driving skills or asked me to turn down the music or change the TV channel or turn their nose up at something I cooked. They are happy to go for a ride in the car, to dance around the kitchen with me, or cuddle up on the couch and watch what I want to watch on TV, or eat what I cooked. It's all about wanting what you have, not thinking about what you don't have. However, there was one exception. As they say, the exception proves the rule. At one point, when I had 2 dogs, Max was my dog, a 100-pound Shepherd Rottweiler mix. Murphy was my friend's dog. He was a chocolate lab. My friends were trying to save up to buy a house, so they were moving in with family and couldn't take Murphy. So Murphy came to live with us for a couple of years. Murphy was sweet and possibly way too trusting, especially of Max. Of course, we had many dog toys in the house, but it seemed that whatever toy Murphy had was the toy that Max wanted, even though there were probably 10 other dog toys in plain sight. Maybe it was some kind of who is top dog challenge. Anyway, when Max decided that he wanted the toy that Murphy had, he would run to the front door barking like the devil himself was on the front porch. Murphy would drop the toy and come running to see what was going on. Of course, there was no one on the porch. Max would do a quick turnaround and go and grab the toy that Murphy had. Murphy fell for it every time. Another thing we can learn from dogs is don't judge. I don't know about you, but I often struggle with being judgmental. I find myself judging people for all kinds of reasons. How they look, how they act, how they speak, even how they drive. Sometimes I catch myself, but too often I don't. Fortunately, sometimes I stop myself and find that my assessment and judgment was completely wrong. Politics over the past several years has, unfortunately, really brought this home for me. I have watched probably way too much news over the past few months, and I've seen so much judgment from both sides. Dogs don't judge. They make their positive or negative assessment of a person or a situation based strictly on their experience with that person or situation. They don't make a decision about someone based on what that person looks like. The color of someone's skin doesn't matter to a dog. The clothes that someone is wearing are irrelevant. What kind of car do you drive? How much money do you make? Where do you live? What do you do for work? Dogs don't care. They care if you are kind to them. They care if you stop to pat them or give them a treat. Let's all try to hold our judgments and approach every person and situation with no preconceived ideas. Another lesson we can learn from dogs: leave the past in the past. For humans, this is tough. We can hold on to our memories, especially our negative experiences, and let them color our entire lives. I know a few people who, unfortunately, had very rough childhoods. Some of these people have overcome their tough beginnings and let go of the past. They have gone on to be happy, productive, kind, and giving. A few others have allowed their pasts to make them suspicious and bitter, and that certainly didn't make them happy. Dogs let go of the past. My dog Max, who passed to spirit about 11 years ago, was rescued from a home where he was abused and neglected at the age of 4 months. Max didn't hold on to his past. He came to live with me, let go of his horrible beginnings, and became the sweetest, most trustworthy, joyful, friendly, protective, and kind dog you could meet. Rocky spent 10 months in a shelter in Indiana and then was trucked across the country to Massachusetts, where I adopted him. Rocky is the most peaceful dog I've ever met. He is totally non-aggressive. Even when other dogs are barking and snarling at him, Rocky turns the other cheek until they calm down. Rocky is great with children and loves seeing them. He has a fan club at the school bus stop. Rocky let go of his tough beginnings and embraced the present. Wouldn't we be happier if we let the past go? Carrying our negative experiences around with us every day is a heavy burden. Wouldn't it be easier to drop them and not expect that they will be repeated? We could then allow ourselves to be happy. Over my desk at work, I have a note entitled, "How Enlightened Are You?" It says, if you can live without caffeine, if you can be cheerful, ignoring aches and pains, if you can resist complaining, if you can understand when your loved ones are too busy to give you any time, if you can take criticism and blame without resentment, if you can ignore a friend's limited education and never correct him or her, if you can resist treating a rich friend better than a poor friend, if you can face the world without lies and deceit, if you can conquer tension without medical help, if you can relax without liquor, if you can sleep without the aid of drugs, if you can honestly say that deep in your heart, you have no prejudice against creed, color, religion, gender preference, or politics, then you have almost reached the same level of spiritual development as your dog. During these tough times, when we may be frightened, tired, bored, frustrated, lonely, or sad, our pets are here for us every day. They offer unconditional love, and I believe there is no higher calling than loving unconditionally. Our pets are one of God's gifts to us, and let us thank God and our pets for the joy and peace they bring. Stay safe. Hang in there. Hug your pets. And if you have any spare cash, please donate to your local animal shelter. Despite higher numbers of adoptions, sadly, there are always homeless pets that are waiting for their forever home. Shelters need our support. Thank you.
Imagine there are no dog pounds. It's easy if you try. No concrete below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the puppies living life in full. Imagine there are no kill lists. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no banning breeds too. Imagine all the peoples living life in peace. Ooh, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine there are no cabins. I wonder if you can. No need to breed for a profit, for the benefit of man. Imagine all the kings sharing all the world.
you, Peggy, for those wonderful words. What a great way to start the new year. And thank you, Damien. Always love that song. And now, if you join me in our Declaration of Principles. In spiritualism, we have no rules or regulations, nor dogmas or creeds, but we do have a set of principles that help us to live our lives in the best possible way. And I do remember Peggy once giving a sermon on how dogs are better spiritualists than us because they follow these principles. So think about it as we read them, how they kind of translate over to the way dogs live, right? We believe in infinite spirit and that God is infinite spirit. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite spirit. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of an individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule, whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual and that they make their own happiness or unhappiness as they obey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul, here or hereafter, and we affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in the Bible are divine attributes proven through mediumship. And now it's a pleasure to have Peggy come back in and do a few messages from the pets. So please settle in and enjoy the energy of the pets as they come through, Peggy.
Until very recently, I hadn't tried using mediumship to bring through a pet who had passed to spirit. But about a month ago, a woman, Alicia, who had been a member of our church and in healing class with me, emailed Reverend Mary. Alicia had moved to France several years ago, and Alicia's dog had passed a few days prior to her email to Reverend Mary. Alicia and her husband were grieving. I decided to try to hear from Argos, their dog. As Alicia was in France, we communicated by email. I'm going to read to you our emails, edited a bit for brevity. I said to Alicia, when we were in class together, I was focusing on spiritual healing for pets rather than animal communication. But I sat in mediumship class for many years, so I sat with spirit today and asked to hear from Argos. This is the first time I asked to hear from a pet, so I don't know how accurate what I received is, but this is what I saw and felt in the order they came to me. I don't know if that will be significant, but here goes. A clock at 11 o'clock. This kept popping up. I'm not sure if it's important, but it was a regular clock with hands, not a digital clock. The feeling that time slowed down. This was pronounced like looking at a clock and expecting it to show that hours had passed rather than minutes. Slowing heartbeat. I felt that you could feel his heart slowing. Walks on a sidewalk, going to a nearby park. Such a happy memory. Christmas trees. This was more like outside pine trees that were in the shape of a Christmas tree. I was seeing silhouettes, but lots of Christmas trees. Hearing his nails clicking on the floor. You may still be hearing it or waiting for it. The Three Musketeers. I asked him what this was about. He replied that he and your husband were like the Three Musketeers, always going on adventures together. I asked him what he wanted to share with you. His message. When he passed, he could feel your love, but he had to go. It was time. For him, it felt like being dropped into a soft cloud. He wants you to pass on his things and his toys. Seeing them only makes you sad. He kept showing me a baby. This seemed to be part of the message to you, but he didn't give me any more info. He wants you to remember the good times. Try not to think about the end. The end was virtually nothing compared to the beautiful life he had with you. So this was Alicia's edited reply. Last Sunday, Argos was in visible strong discomfort. I came back from work and gave him some medications and a healing session. Then I placed him next to me in my office. While I was working, I was talking to Argos, telling him how much I love him and that he is my little baby forever. He was in visible pain though. I called a veterinary homecoming service, but they asked me to wait until past midnight because he's having so many patients. Finally, we decided to go to the nearest 24-hour clinic, located 25 kilometers from our place. In the car, Argos couldn't sit still. He was breathing fast. I became very alert. When we arrived at the clinic, the doctor was taking care of one dog and asked us to wait just a few minutes in the waiting area. I was holding Argos in my arms, kissing him and whispering loving words. I looked at a big clock hanging on the wall across. It showed 11 o'clock. Suddenly, my hand placed on his heart couldn't feel the beating anymore. He stopped breathing. I looked at my husband and shouted with tears, "He has left." The doctor took him from my arms quickly, was trying to bring him back to life, and he came back for a moment, but was unconscious. We spent a few more hours with our love in a special room at the clinic, even though he was gone. Peggy, we live in a very green town close to Paris, actually in a park, on the edge of a forest. Almost every day, we were taking at least 2, sometimes 3 hours of walks in the park and forest around. In the park, we have a lee of 100 giant sequoia trees from California that look like Christmas trees. Argos loved walking along the trees. Moreover, as a teacher, I've been having many vacations in a year, and we were all three musketeers, traveling a lot around Europe. Argos loved to travel, loved so much. Basically, we were all three together all the time. The toys, his things. Yes, we have so many toys. The stroller, 2 beds, clothes, so much more. So painful to look at these things. And yes, I'm going to bring all his toys to Boston because my sons have 2 doggies. And yes, we've been listening at night to the silence, hoping to hear his steps one more time. The baby. Well, Peggy, we're going to have our first grandson in about 2 weeks. I'm coming to Boston to greet that baby boy, a new member of our family. Truly amazing. So that was the first attempt at communicating with a pet in spirit. Communicating with pets in spirit is a bit different than communicating with people. So far, the pets seem to mostly show me pictures and sometimes communicate thoughts and feelings. This can take a while, so I sat with spirit prior to this recording and asked for some pets to come through. I hope that someone out there will recognize these beautiful pet spirits. The first one, I saw a smallish white dog, longish fur, floppy ears, teary eyes. I felt that this dog was male. He showed me horses. He was small, so I was just seeing the horse's back legs and behinds and tails. Lots of open space like a farm. There was a small structure with a metal roof. It was very odd looking. The roof was an unusual shape. A pickup truck, a handicap railing, like one of the metal ones like you would see in a bathroom shower, but was bolted to the wall. I didn't see tile like a shower. I just saw this metal handicap railing. Yellow ribbons, lots of vases of flowers. The dog's dirty paws. It felt like his paws were always dirty. He gave me the feeling that his personality was very independent and curious. He loved being outside. His message to his pet parents: thank you. You let me be me. When I asked him if there was anything else, his answer was, nope, I'm good, I'm done. And off he went. And I felt like that was kind of part of his personality. So hopefully someone out there recognizes this adorable, curious dog. Second reading, I saw a cat and a bird, a domestic bird. They lived in the same house. They got along just fine. The cat was small, mostly black, but with some white, and I felt it was a female. The bird was medium sized, bigger than a little parakeet, but smaller than a big parrot. The bird was in a tall circular cage. The cat and the bird would sit together with the cat next to the bird cage, not in the bird cage. Cat was an inside cat, but loved looking out the windows. Cat showed me a grandfather clock, a vacuum cleaner frequently. Got the feeling there was a lot of vacuuming in this house. He showed me a ranch-style house with lots of windows, a cat toy with a bell on it, and she showed me a kitchen table with a coffee mug on it. And it seemed like the coffee mug was almost always on the kitchen table. She showed me a Christmas tree. It was all decorated, but no ornaments on the bottom where the cat could reach them. She showed me herself standing on the toilet seat, playing with the water in the toilet. She showed me herself hiding under furniture and jumping out like it was a game, surprising you. She showed me stuffed animals, especially a stuffed bird that looked like a parrot. She showed me herself sleeping on the bed pillows on top of the bed. I felt like that was like her spot. And her message to her pet parent: you spoiled me. I always knew I was loved. Thank you. So hopefully someone out there watching this will recognize these pets. Both of them sent their love. And I have always been certain that our pets will be waiting for us on the other side. But I feel like now, having done that reading for Alicia, we're getting some proof of that. I hope you had a great Christmas. I hope you have a happy new year, and welcome 2021. Bye.
Well, thank you, Peggy, and thank you to all the pets who are coming through today. I know that there are many, many pets here to reach you, and it's funny how pets love to be connected to you. They don't really need a medium to come through because they can make their presence known. So what I'm hearing from the spirit world today is pay attention to the little signs and the feelings around you that your pets are there. Often you can feel them sitting on the bed beside you when you know that they're not physically there, but you can almost feel that indentation on the pillow or on the bed. You can hear the little pitter-patter of their feet, and oftentimes we just can feel them around our legs. Pets never leave us, and please know that they are all with you today. As we remember them, they draw close. So spend some time, open your heart, and love those pets. Know that they have never left you. And you may just hear those little meows and the little barks and the little scratching around in the cages of the bunnies and all the guinea pigs that you've had. All of those animals, if they have been loved, they continue to stay connected to you. So know that they still are around you, and let's just send lots of love to them and know that they do get it. And there are so many here present. Enjoy them. Enjoy them in your life, and know they'll always be with you. And they wait for you to join them when the time is right for you. They're not impatient at all from the spirit side of life. So we thank them all. And now a few announcements just before we close our service. Our annual members meeting on Zoom is January 24th at 1 p.m. It is time to pay the membership dues in order to vote at the meeting. And a reminder that you can pay your dues either on the website or you could pay them on Venmo. Just make sure you make a note that they're for dues. Anyone who wants to become a new member, you're welcome. But just include your address, your email, and your birthday if you choose to be a new member, and just make a note with your donation, whether it's on Venmo or Zoom or Facebook, what it is for, so that we can credit you. We love to welcome new members to our church, and it's because of you that we can still be here. And we're very grateful to everyone who donates to the church. We can't pass the basket, but we do count on those weekly donations through the website. It keeps us going. So thank you, everyone, and make sure you're all signed up on our email list so you can get the emails when we have upcoming events. And of course, our services will continue. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. And we thank you for joining us. And we hope that you all have a very happy and healthy new year. Be the creator of the life you want. And know that your actions, your thoughts, your words all go into creating that. So happy new year, everyone. And let us close our service with a closing prayer. Infinite Spirit, beloved God, thank you for the light and the love that you have filled us with. Thank you for helping us to understand that our pets and our loved ones continue on in the world of spirit. Help us to walk each and every day in your light. Remind us who we are, and help us to love unconditionally, to take the lessons we've learned from the past and walk forward in the wisdom that they have taught us, so that we, each one of us, can create a world of harmony, peace, and unity. We thank you for your presence within us and around us, as we say amen. Happy New Year, everyone. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week.